David, my dear friend, tell me, where is the object of my immediate and most profound romantic interest? The charming, intellectual, Onaby, Hofisguel, Mafacitly, Inchinhavel, quite intimatized. Bansid you have so eloquently advocated. The very definition of philosophical and physical perfection. Intent-laced. Triumphant, his eyes gleaming with the exquisite satisfactions of a successful tactical maneuver, he gestured grandly towards Simon, savoring the moment. Reginald, allow me to introduce you to Simon Vance, an accomplished architect, a man of profound intellect, and a discerning connoisseur of fine artisanal goods, such as bespoke wooden handcuffs. Simon, this is Reginald Vanderbilt, round geology, professor and a semi-professional tiddlywinks champion. And, as you can see, Simon, a man of truly formidable presence, a towering intellect, in every conceivable sense, unpinkized. His Reginald S. eyes lit up, his gaze sweeping over Simon with an unmistakable appreciation, his smile growing even wider. Simon, however, looked seconds away from a complete, irreversible fainting spell, his carefully constructed, heterosexual facade having utterly, irrevocably collapsed. Onslaught. He, still quite traumatized, it seemed, was going to be even more entertainingly chaotic and profoundly uncomfortable for Simon than Dave had anticipated. Initiation po my porit in Barnaby isni bin listenis. And Reginald enthusiastically cornered a petrified Simon to discuss the nuanced ergonomics of artisanal restraints and the subtle poetry of a perfectly executed tiddlywink shot. A chilling, unwelcome realization struck Izzy on again. The chaos, the dramatic comedy, it all paled in comparison then to the dread gnawing at her. The fleeting distraction was over. The fleeting distraction was over, and the grim reality of her situation, her deep, personal, catastrophic secret, crashed back with renewed, horrifying force onto grade contained. The next morning, the lingering aftershocks of Dave S. Silverback alert and the subsequent Simon Reginald fiasco had finally subsided, leaving Izzy a nervous wreck, her finely tuned nerves frayed beyond repair, quite traumatized. The Tyrese Leo paternity panic, momentarily eclipsed by the evening's romantic absurdities, crashed back into her consciousness with renewed, horrifying force. She was at Bella Diva, pacing like a caged tiger, her footsteps echoing ominously in the otherwise quiet salon. On an own romantic drama, out as disastrous, repetitive proposals, was busy meticulously reorganizing the hair color shelves, her usual serene composure replaced by a distracted frown. A silent symphony of her own inner turmoil. On nose, Izzy wailed, clutching her chest with a desperate, melodramatic gesture, her carefully applied makeup threatening to run down her pale cheeks like a tragic theatrical curtain. Pusit again. Mot mean, it is possible. Genetically speaking, it has to be. They have the same uncanny nose for sniffing out obscure sports statistics. Quishnamotais. Both leaving their socks on the floor, in a pattern of artistic disarray. These, Chloe, are genetic markers. Why? Proof of paternal lineage. Wenjin, Panot lead. Chloe, ever grounded in the stark realities of salon management and human biology, turned, her face etched with genuine, empathetic concern. Wehabilis. Okay, Izzy, look, let me get some more info, darling. We can't rely on sock patterns. Habits are, shall we say, unproven in scientific circles. And while Mott appreciate your passionate conviction, your proof requires a slightly more rigorous empirical approach. Conclate, bite. She sighed, then grabbed her phone, her fingers already tapping. Hey, Tyrese. Tyrese, darling, how you doing? Everything all right? Hey, Izzy says hello, and she has a burning philosophical question for you, relating to your personal family history, particularly your maternal lineage. Wisatele. Tyrese Maxwell, the contractor, always possessed of an unnerving charm and a subtly knowing smirk, responded from the other end, his voice a smooth, confident rumble. Omeshningri. Hey, column is up. The new looks. And it looks magnificent, a true architectural triumph. Is Izzy still talking to me after our little historical discussion? My profound apologies if Mott caused any further distress with my youthful reminiscences. Past liaison. Of a past liaison. Izzy snatched the phone, her hand shaking, her voice a desperate, frantic squeak. Ollie Finch raced. Tyrese, darling, Mott, I'm so sorry. Mott scared you earlier. Boo boo, with my sudden, inexplicable amnesia. Mott merely experienced a temporary cognitive lapse. That's all. A fleeting moment of profound distraction. You wouldn't happen to have a picture of your mom? Of parietal genetic research, of course. For a historical photography project Mott met doing, completely unrelated to anything personal, because Lise. Tyrese chuckled. Ve, capite hat amusement, yet tinged with a subtle, unnerving curiosity. Of media, Izzy. A picture of my Vanum. You truly are a woman of eclectic interests. Mott got a picture for you right there, Izzy, on my public social media profile. Along the capite had a detailed genealogical tree stretching back 7 generations, just in case you ever have an inexplicable and rather sudden with lies. Is everything all right, Izzy? You sound a little agitated, a tad frantic, even. Ought to be. Izzy quickly hung up, her face draining of all color, as she stared at Mott feed the photo of Tyrese's mother on his social media profile. A stunning, older woman with striking, distinctive features and distinctive eyes. Izzy realized, with a horrifying gut-wrenching certainty, mirrored Leo's precisely. The genetic link, she thought, was undeniable. Ensley's. Oh, help me, Chloe, Izzy whispered, her voice barely a breath, a faint, desperate gasp. Help me. His mama looked just like Leo. Chloe, his mama looked just like Leo. This is a nightmare, a genetic horror show, a biological catastrophe of unprecedented proportions. On the Mayon bide. Chloe stared at the picture, visibly cracking, her usual serene visibly cracking under the weight of the profound chilling revelation. Then at Izzy. Then at the photo of Leo on Izzy's desk. A slow, cold, utterly devastating realization dawned in her eyes. Izzy, my God, you mean aborting traumatized. Mott was so mean to Dave. Chloe, Izzy wailed, her hands clutching frantically at her perfectly coiffed hair, threatening to unravel her entire elaborate hairstyle. Way she never traumatized. And now Mott got to tell him that Leo is not his son. Mott, Kenta. Mott, absolutely, unequivocally cannot. My marriage, Chloe, it will implode. My carefully constructed domestic ecosystem, based on a foundation of precarious truths and elaborate lies, owning indeed. My life will become a cautionary tale in a daytime soap opera. Traumatized. Chloe, surprisingly calm despite the monumental revelation, grabbed Izzy's shoulders, her grip firm, steadying her friend, who was on the verge of a complete psychological collapse. Roshen. No, wait. Just calm down, Izzy, all right? Calm down. It's